Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome! Yeah, I'm trying to make that sound a lot cooler than it is. But no, there's a lot of cool things still about this movie. This is the third installment of the Mad Max saga. George Miller once again returns to direct here with a partner this time. Let's see, George Ogilvie, that's his name, George Ogilvie. Mel Gibson once again returns as our hero here, and this might feel like the most mainstream Mad Max movie of the originals. At least coming from an outsider like me. I didn't live through the 80s, I wasn't born in the 80s at all, so I didn't get to experience this one live firsthand. But this feels mainstream to me because they got Tina Turner involved in this. So Max is a lone, roving road warrior, a drifter, as you saw in the previous movie. He finds his way into an evil town who's ruled by Tina Turner, basically playing Tina Turner. And she actually forces him to become a gladiator, and he gets dumped in the desert, and he's rescued by a band of feral orphans who've been looking for help for years and years and years. And he actually follows them back to the town that Tina Turner is in charge of. And yeah, you can kind of see where this is going. Just huge car-wrecking mayhem. Max Rokitansky is once again the justice-serving vigilante that you'd never find in any comic book whatsoever. No other comic book has attempted a character like this, guys. And no other comic book movie has attempted a character like this. Now, honestly, joking aside, listen, when I first watched Beyond Thunderdome, I didn't get it. And I was kind of scared to watch this movie again because my first impression of it was, this is way too damn weird for me. But now I'm sitting here, older, ever the wiser, and I'm like, younger Zack, that's the whole point. Because if you look at the trajectory and the world surrounding this original trilogy, and the evolution that this world is going through, and the background, you see how much more desolate this world has become. And I think George Miller and the production team do a phenomenal job of capturing that. Once again, the location selection on this movie is just superb. Now, I will admit, on a rewatch, there are a lot of derivative elements to Beyond Thunderdome. For example, the children that it focuses on in the second half. I don't know, is the Lost Boys comparison a little bit too on the nose? Because that's certainly what it feels like to me. And even though this movie definitely does not take a turn for the darker, as you saw in the first two Mad Max movies, which is ultimately my bigger issue with it, I still find a lot of fun to be had with Beyond Thunderdome. I just think it's amazing that Mel Gibson is still giving this role his all, in what would turn out to be his final performance as Max Rokitansky before Tom Hardy took the reins. And even though his character trajectory is pretty similar and his objective feels pretty similar, you never really lose the essence of what makes a Mad Max action movie so great. Again, look at these amazing practical works. Look at these stunts. Look at these car chases. My God. That's what made the first two Mad Max movies so memorable. And Beyond Thunderdome never truly loses its identity because those sequences are in there. And let's talk about the Thunderdome itself. This, I feel like, is a very polarizing concept. It's actually part of the movie's subtitle. And first of all, I feel like the Thunderdome title may be a bit misleading in some cases because it only really appears 10 minutes of the movie tops. But it's just so freaking creative. And for a 1985 movie to come up with an idea like this that's so insanely barbaric, and even weirder, the fact that this is not hand-to-hand combat. These guys are on makeshift bungee cords and they have to fly through the air in order to get to one another. Those are some pretty bizarre stakes. And oddly enough, it works. And it popularized the use of the word Thunderdome. And from that point on, the word Thunderdome was used as a very popular term when you're pitting two people against one another and the loser has a great punishment. I can actually remember an improv game that I played back in high school called Thunderdome. And we'd have to list off what we know of that said topic. And if the loser didn't think of anything or if they hesitated too long, everybody would yell, Thunderdome! Yeah, we have this movie to thank for that. Now, Mel Gibson is obviously great. Tina Turner's presence in this, I feel like just her mere involvement in this movie as our antagonist, that made this Mad Max movie the most mainstream out of the bunch. Or so we thought. At least at the time, it was the most mainstream Mad Max movie. And even though she is very extravagant, I feel like she's playing an over-exaggerated version of herself, with amazing costumes on. But regardless of what you may think, objectively speaking, is Beyond Thunderdome the weakest of the four Mad Max movies we've gotten up to this point? Yeah, probably. The derivative story elements are definitely way too glaring to ignore. The lighter shift in overall tone compared to the other two Mad Max movies especially, that is a huge issue. But I feel like with Mel Gibson's once again phenomenal performance and the amazing stunt choreography and the creative inventiveness in this action, it never loses sight of what makes it a Mad Max movie, you know? So with all that in mind, I'm gonna give Beyond Thunderdome a B+. This movie was a lot better than I remembered it. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know all down in the comment section what you think of Beyond Thunderdome. Let me know which of the original Mad Max movies is your favorite. Road Warrior all the freaking way, baby. And stay tuned because up next, we're gonna look at Fury Road. 30 years after the release of Thunderdome, we get this masterpiece. And yes, it has been almost 10 years, so I can call Fury Road a masterpiece. Fight me. But joking aside, I love discussing all things in the cinematic world. If you're looking at this channel for the first time, if you stumbled across this stupid face for the first time, what the heck are you doing? Subscribe today, hit that thumbs up as well. That would be a huge help. And stay tuned for more exciting content hitting this channel very soon, especially as we kick this blockbuster season into a new gear. Y'all are the best, guys. Thank you again for your support. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.